And a pleasant good afternoon to everybody. We welcome you into the 2017 National Youth Championship Bowl Series on APN Video. I'm Jeff Lowry alongside camera operator Ron Rentrope, and our fifth game of 9 puts us in the U11. It's the Colorado Springs Chargers and the NorCal Bears, and we're just moments away from the opening kickoff. Coach Isaac Marquez of the NorCal Bears. This is a well-traveled team. They've been in the Snoop Bowl. They were undefeated in their spring season and won their spring championship. And this U11 team, this is kind of a gear-up for them, a warm-up for them for this fall, because this is pretty much going to be his roster in the fall. The Chargers out of Colorado Springs, led by head coach, Coach Zara, Jarrell and Nye, they are hoping that today is going to be a big game for them. They'll have obviously they're going to have their hands full with a very talented NorCal Bears team. Of course, this is the first time we've seen both of these teams. I'm Jeff Lowry with APM Video Sports, and today's game is brought to you by UrbanEliteAthletic.com. And we're ready to go. Winner take all championship game. NorCal on the return. And this is Thomas. And he's on into the open field, and he is gone. 62-yard return for touchdown, and with lightning-like swiftness, the NorCal Bears strike first and lead it 6-0. Is that in your way? So NorCal Bears strike first. Comes with 9:18 left to go here. We'll play 4 10-minute quarters. And a running clock or continuous clock. They will stop during timeouts. They will stop during change of possessions. So a very impressive run by Ja'Kay Thomas as he goes better than 60 yards on that kick return for touchdown. And now the one-point conversion. Ellis at quarterback, rifles one into the end zone, and the ball's going to be dropped. And there is a flag on the play. The intended receiver was Anthony Reyes. And this might be a defensive hold or pass interference. It's going to be holding against the defense. So half the distance to the goal, and they will reattempt this one-point conversion and try to go up 7-0 here in the first quarter. Clock continues to run. 8 minutes on the clock. Jeremiah Laupapatelli, one of the top players on this team. As he looks on, and the handoff goes to the fridge, and he's into the end zone for the one-point conversion, a.k.a. Mitchell Cox. So Cox makes it a 7-0 lead. We're down to 7:41 left to go here in quarter number 1, and you're watching the 2017 National Youth Championship Bowl Series on APMvideo.com. And today's game brought to you by FBU, UrbanEliteAthletic.com, the All-American Games, by Reform, Youth One, National Youth Championship Bowl Series, Arizona, APN Video Sports, Arizona's leader in sports video coverage, servicing Arizona and aboard, and the U.S. Army's All-American Bowl. So a 7-0 lead for the NorCal Bears. They run the opening kickoff, 60-plus yards to Pater. And now we'll get our first look on offense, barring a turnover, of the Colorado Springs-based Chargers. Mitchell Cox to kick it off. And a short kick, and it's going to be recovered by NorCal, and the officials confer and make the call, and it will be a turnover. So NorCal is going to get 2 possessions back-to-back to start this contest. They lead it 7-0 here with 6:09 left to go here in the opening quarter. Well, a heads-up play by the NorCal Bears. They go onside kick, and it paid off. So the offense, this is going to be their first snap of the game, with the exception of that 1-point conversion. And they're going to go with an end-around run. And this is Torres. And Torres is inside the 30 and out of bounds near the 26-yard line, where he's forced out of bounds by Shade Medeiros. So a gain of 17, 18 yards on the play. That'll take them all the way down to the 27-yard line. And a fresh set of downs for Coach Isaac Marquez. He's assisted by Coach Zach, Coach Charles, and Coach Anthony. So well-traveled team. And their goal this year is to win a fall championship back in the Northern California area. Vega on the end around, this time running left, gets a block on the outside. A flag comes in, 2 flags come in. And then he's going to be wrapped up right around the 15-yard line. A gain of 12 on the play, but there are several penalty markers on the field. Looked like 68 Andino might have been on that play. Clock continues to run even through the penalty. And this one is going to be a hold against the offense. So that will negate a 12-yard run by Hugo Vega. It's going to move the NorCal Bears back. So instead of a fresh set of downs at the 15 of the Chargers, now they're looking at first and about 22, 23. They move the ball all the way back to the 37, right around the 37-yard line. So first and 23, here's the quarterback, and he will send it long and deep, and it's just off the fingertips, incomplete. Anthony Reyes led him a little too long. Was Lavorius Ellis, the talented, multifaceted quarterback. You saw the strong arm, the clean ball that he throws. Isaac Marquez probably asking him to put just a little bit more air on that ball, as we're already down to the 3:30 mark here in quarter number 1. So I'll bring up a 2nd and 22. Well, the line to gain is the 17-yard line. Well, apparently there was another penalty on that play. I didn't see the flag, so that's going to move them all the way back to the 47-yard line, and that is going to make it a 1st and 30. So redo first down and 30. 2:51 on the clock. Vega goes in motion. They fake the fly sweep, and they run the option, and it's the option keep, and this is Ellis still on his feet, taking on defenders, still on his feet, and he is going to be wrapped up inside the 10. Touchdown saving tackle, even though there's a flag on the play. Number 10 making the tackle, and that's Crescencio Gonzalez. But it looked like maybe Jacob Gallardo had a push in the back. And a little extracurricular activity going on. That doesn't stop Mitchell Cox from doing a jig out there on the field. Well, when this is all sorted out, the NorCal Bears should have a first down. Of course, the infraction, the illegal block in the back came right around the line to gain, but I think Ellis had already run for the first down. So they're probably going to have the ball somewhere between the 25 and the 30, unless there was another penalty in there, and a fresh set of downs. 7-0 is the score. NorCal Bears coming out in the black and the bumblebee colors, black and yellow. The all black. Well, I'll tell you, these guys did not dress for the 100-degree day. And right now the officials are asking the NorCal Bears to head back to their sideline as they talk things over. Evan Smith is out there. I think he was politicking for a call out there. Maybe he's getting a head start on the presidency. 2:26, clock frozen. All right, the clock has restarted, and we're down to 2 minutes and 15 seconds. The offensive front line led by 94 Jacob Gallardo. Now the question is, what down are we? They've still got first down, which is all the way back at the line of scrimmage before the last play. There must have been 2 penalties on there. And all right, here we go. So apparently we must have had 2 penalties on the play. So now it is first and 16 now. Ball resting at the Charger 33. And here's a quick pass to the flats near side. Monterosa's got it. And we're going to have to get a correction or a verification whether this is Thomas or Monterosa. Well, the name on the back says Monterosa. And that's going to bring up a gain of 7. Second down and 8 coming up. First quarter action, 1:35 on the clock, and a 7-0 lead for NorCal. Second down. Cox gets the carry, and he's going to be taken down in the open field. What a phenomenal defensive play by Martin. Darian Martin, a solo tackle on maybe the biggest guy on the field. That takes us under a minute with the clock running here. First quarter action. That puts NorCal on a 3rd down and 5, so a very manageable situation for the Chargers, who trail NorCal 7-0 as they line up on defense. Chargers almost have like an Arizona State colors out there, don't they, Ron? You're an ASU guy. And now we're going to get a timeout with 35.8 seconds left to go here. We're in quarter number 1. It's the U11 championship game of the National Youth Championship Bowl Series on APN Video Sports. And if you're interested in having your next sporting event covered with exciting and professional play-by-play commentary, high definition, call APN Video Sports today. Our phone number is at apnvideo.com. Check out our samples over there. And if it's sports, APN Video is your company. Today's game brought to you by Urban Elite Athletics. Go to urbaneliteathletic.com. Along with Ron Rentrope, I'm Jeff Lowry. Eric Anderson, he'll be calling the next game for us here from North High School, home of the Mustangs. Really a beautiful venue. This is one of the oldest stadiums in the state of Arizona. So the teams return to the field, and it's a big 3rd down play. It might be a bigger play here for the Chargers as they try to make the stop as the NorCal Bears are in plus territory. Ball resting right around the 23-yard line inside Charger territory. So now 30 seconds. The officials, I guess it's 38 seconds they want.
Yeah, I can hear. I can hear. I ain't deaf.
Okay, big 3rd and 5 play coming up here for NorCal. And it may just be, well, we'll see. It's a long 5 if that encroachment penalty is going to give the NorCal Bears a first down. Now they're actually going to say false start. Well, my first indication was that Gonzalez, I mean, he reacted as if it was his fault. He was the one that ended up being offsides, but so now it's 3rd down and 10. Here's the handoff and running to the right side. This is Jeremiah. He's inside the 5, and he takes on a defender, blew him up at the 2, and he's found the promised land. 28-yard run. Laura Pipatelli getting in there on a very impressive run, especially there at the end. That comes with 10 seconds left to go here in the first quarter, and all of a sudden it's 13-0 in favor of the NorCal Bears. And that will take us to the end. I'm surprised they just don't run the untimed down right there. So that's the end of quarter number 1, and it's 13-0. And we'll keep it right here. This is APN Video Sports. Jeff Lowry back here from North High School, getting set to start the second quarter. They should have ran this play before the end of the first. It doesn't matter. The Bears are back into the end zone with the 1-point conversion. Silas Bernardino, and it's 14-0 in favor of the NorCal Bears. So a good start for Coach Isaac Marquez and his NorCal Bears. Okay, by rule, I guess we're going to tee this thing up at the 40-yard line. I thought maybe I missed a penalty there the way Mitchell Cox, he was ready to kick it to the south end zone. So they got Mitchell all straightened out. He's getting ready to kick this bad boy off. Martin is the receiver back to receive, and he will field at his own 31-yard line, cuts left, and then he is going to be hit at the 35. He slipped that tackle, cannot get away from the rest of the team, and it was Mitchell Cox, the kicker, getting in there for the Bears. So the Chargers will take over on downs, and they will start from their own 35-yard line. And first down and 10. The Chargers are led. Now I don't think we have all the Chargers players. Yeah, we do. Damian Felix leading the charge up front for the Chargers. 65, Gabe Archuleta plowing the field on that right side. From the 35, first down and 10. And the quarterback has that one batted away. That's an incomplete pass. And a tremendous job of getting them big paws up there. Jacob Gallardo batting down, first down and 10. The quarterback is John Ernst for the team out of Colorado Springs. Right-handed throwing quarterback. They'll bring up a second down and 10 after the incomplete pass. And we're down to 7 minutes left to go here in the first half. It's a 14-0 lead for the NorCal Bears. Scoring on both possessions. Laupapatili and Thomas scoring for NorCal. And the Bears back on defense in the Bumblebee colors. Here's a counter. Martin caught in the backfield, dropped back at the 25-yard line. Evan Smith got back there unabated as they tried to run the play and get the left edge, and it was all Evan Smith that time. So a tremendous play for negative yards, a 10-yard loss on the play. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and 20 with 6 minutes left to go here in the first half. 99 degrees is our game time temperature, a very warm day here. Mitchell Cox is going to come out of the ball game, number 52. Herrera is out. Monterosa is back into the ball game. Thomas or Monterosa. We've got a discrepancy on our roster here. Martin gets the handoff, changes his field, and then he's dropped by a slew of Bears right around the line of scrimmage and actually lost a couple of yards on the play. Getting in there first, Juan Haro. Five minutes left to go here. North High School. And a great venue for the 2017 National Youth Championship Bowl Series on APN Video Sports. Out of the shotgun, Ernst looking, quickly had to get Levitt, and the ball was nearly intercepted by Jeremiah Laupapatili. So Laupapatili almost had a pick there and might have actually had a lane to run that one back. So it brings up a 4th down, let's call it 4th and 21. And not a very good start for this team out of Colorado Springs, the Chargers, as they're facing 4th and a multitude. 4 minutes and 15 seconds. We're in a running clock mode. They will stop. They will stop the clock on change of possession and, of course, timeouts. I wanted to get a quick verification if do they stop the clock after a score? They just keep going. Okay. I'll tell you, with the amount of time here, I would have thought this was a timeout. That has to be a delay of game. That might have been, there may have been a timeout called there. What in the world is going on here? Well, we're going to get a timeout here with 3 minutes and 38 seconds. They are lining it up as if it was NorCal's possession. And so we got a timeout on the field. NorCal, the team representing the home team, leads it by a score of 14-0. The timeout was taken by Colorado Springs. And you're watching the 2017 National Youth Championship Bowl Series on APN. Okay, 1st down and 10 coming up here for the NorCal Bears, and I'll tell you what, they could almost put this game away with a score here, and they come out running with Torres straight ahead, and he's going to be stopped cold shy of the 15 of the Chargers. They'll bring up a 2nd and short yardage, gain of 8 for Anthony Torres. I don't know if the Chargers can afford to go down by 20, 21-0 at this point. Still got a lot of action left. Quarterback, handoff. They run it to the left side. This is Valle, and Valle got stopped on a tremendous defensive play there by the Chargers. It was enough to pick up the 1st down. They'll run it to the right side, and a monstrous hole, and running into the end zone is Evan Smith. It is a 9-yard run, and just like that, NorCal leads it 20-0. So Juan Haro racing in. Third different NorCal Bear to score in this contest. And we're down to the 2-minute warning. 2nd quarter action, and it has been all NorCal Bears. Coach Isaac Marquez. Clock begins to roll, 1:57. Torres, the center. Right guard was Hernandez. Left guard, 94 Gallardo. And Daniel Cruz is the left tackle, the blind spot. Here's the pass, here's the throw, and the catch is made, and a diving catch coming back to the ball. And what a tremendous play by Anthony Reyes. 1:35 on the clock, and that makes it 21-0 in favor of the Bears. A spectacular diving catch by Reyes. The officials want to stop the clock. We got an officials timeout here. So the score coming, about 2 minutes left to play here in the 1st half. And then with the running clock, we're down to 1:25. I'll tell you, the physicality of this NorCal Bears team is quite evident. So we await the ensuing kickoff. Squib kick. Fielded by one of the up men. They'll bring it up to the near side, and that is Liana, and he is going to be dropped. Well, I tell you, this NorCal team just continues to make plays. Jeremiah Alpepa-Tili. And we got a clarification, number 25, that is Ja'Kai Thomas, who scored the game's 1st touchdown back at the 9:18 mark. To make it 7-0 NorCal. And later at the very end of the first quarter, Jeremiah Laupapa-Teely scored from 28 yards out. That made it 14-0. And then Juan Haro ran one in from 9 yards out with a great diving catch by Reyes coming back for the ball on the 1-point conversion. And that's where we stand right now. NorCal 21, the Colorado Springs Chargers nothing. This should be the final play of the first half. End around. Martin trying to get to the edge and will not get away from Evan Smith. And that will take us to halftime. Bring out the band, it's halftime. 21-0 is the score with the NorCal Bears on top. You're watching the 2017 National Youth Championship Bowl Series on apnvideo.com and sponsored by Urban Elite Athletic. And welcome back to North High School. We're in Phoenix, Arizona, right near downtown Phoenix. 100 degrees, our game time temperature here as we get set to start the second half of this U11 championship game, and it's been all NorCal Bears. They lead it by a score of 21-0. So we're getting set for the kickoff here to start the second half. 100 degrees on this beautiful late May afternoon. North High School, one of the older high schools in the Valley of the Sun. As we zoom out to a wide shot, Jeff Lowry with you with APN Video, apnvideo.com. Today's game brought to you by the All-American Games, by Reform, Youth One, the National Youth Championship Bowl Series, Arizona, by FBU, Urban Elite Athletics, and the U.S. Army's All-American Bowl Game. And Arizona's leader in amateur sports coverage is APN Video, apnvideo.com. So we're awaiting Mitchell Cox to set the ball atop of the tee, and he'll be kicking off here as the Chargers need a boost. Now remember, with the running clock, not a lot of time left. We're going to play 4 10-minute quarters, but you know, you talk about with that running clock, it's almost like really playing 4 6-minute quarters. So it really shortens things up. These are supposed to be with a 1-hour time limit. And here's a ground ball kick that is fielded all the way back inside the 20. No, it's not. And then Martin was able to dive on it before the diving Jamie Torres comes in and makes the tackle. And we got an injured player on the field. This is Lane Medeiros, whose brother Shade is also out there. Looked like he might have got hit in the back. Number 27 is going to shake it off. So the ball is going to be placed at the 24-yard line inside Charger territory. And it's first down and 10. A close-up look at John Erst, the quarterback. Offense that really did not successfully move the ball in that first half, even though they only had 2 possessions. Evan Smith leading the defense at middle linebacker. Or actually, he is an outside linebacker. The middle linebacker is Raul Valle. So first down and 10, and here's a pass, and it's caught in the flats. And oh my goodness, a menacing hit out in the flats by Thomas after the catch was made by a young man who was hurt on the previous play in Lane Medeiros. So just a great open field play by number 25 of the NorCal Bears, Ja'Kai Thomas. It goes for a gain of 3, and it brings up second down and 7. 21-0 in favor of the NorCal Bears with 8 minutes and 40 seconds left to go here in quarter number 3. Again, we have the running clock going. Chargers bring that big offensive line to scrimmage. Ernst out of shotgun, and he fumbles the ball, and I think it's been recovered by NorCal, and it is a big 99 jumping on it, Ricardo Guizar. So 21-0 for the team in the yellow and black with 8 minutes left to go here in the third quarter, and they're going to have tremendous starting field position as they will start at the 23-yard line inside Charger territory. So NorCal's ball, third quarter action. They lead at 21-0. Tariq Samias, 66, will be spread out wide to the far side of the field. Valle is going to be lined up in the backfield along with Anthony Torres, but not before NorCal calls a timeout with 7:29 on the clock. We're in the third quarter, and you're watching the 2017 National Youth Championship Bowl Series on APM Video Sports. So NorCal has had touchdowns from Thomas of 62 yards on the opening kickoff, a 28-yard run by Leal Papatili, and Haro, a 9-yard run at the tail end of the second quarter, 21-0 NorCal, as we have played 2.5 minutes into quarter number 3. And we're coming out of the timeout. Anthony Reyes, a slot receiver to the near side as the Bears come out on offense after recovering the fumble. I guess technically, a muffed or a recovery on a kickoff. Is that considered a turnover? Would that be considered a turnover? I don't think it's a turnover because they never had possession on a kickoff, but it, yep. Here's a pitch out, and this is going to the wide receiver, Samias, and he's still on his feet, changing his field of direction, and 23 yards later, he's into the end zone. What an impressive run. No flags on the play, and it's 27-0 in favor of NorCal. Well, what a job that time by Tyreek Samias. So that will come with 6:55 on the clock. As we said, they continue to run the clock even after a score. So that one probably technically came right around the 7:15 mark. And now the one-point conversion as NorCal trying to make it a 28-0 lead. Ellis at quarterback, he drops back, he's looking, he's running, he cuts it back up the middle, and he's into the end zone for the one-point conversion, 28-0 in favor of NorCal Bears, and they may very well have sealed the deal with that touchdown and extra point. Well, it is do or die time right now for the Colorado Springs Chargers. They need to get that offense going if they have any chance of making a comeback. In this 2017 National Youth Championship Bowl Series on APM Video Sports, brought to you by FBU, UrbanEliteAthletic.com, the All-American Games, and the U.S. Army's All-American Bowl. So the clock continues to roll here. 5 minutes and 35 seconds mark. I feel like I'm at NASA. I'm doing a countdown. T-minus 5 minutes and 20 seconds to the end of the third quarter. Well, I'll tell you, it's been an impressive showing for this NorCal team, undefeated in winning their spring season championship. And this is a team that is well traveled. They have won several championships on the road. Ground ball picked up at the 35-yard line, and nothing doing. Liana, he'll be wrapped up after a short yardage gain on the kickoff. So 2 turnovers, the 2-0 turnover ratio in favor of the NorCal Bears, and they lead it 28-0 with a continuous clock at 4:35. 28-0. Coach Isaac Marquez has got to be happy with his team's performance. Coach Zach, Coach Charles, Coach Anthony. I'm assuming there's a lot of these coaches are in the witness protection program because none of them want to give their last name. So that's okay. We'll try not to zoom in too close, give your identity away. With 4 minutes left to go here in the third, 28-0. NorCal back on defense. They have the lead. Martin goes in motion, and he will get the call, trying to get to the edge. And I'll tell you what, they strung that out play tremendously, led by Evan Smith, 17. And 34 was over there, Raul Vaya. So Vaya and a couple of others in on the play. Good job. NorCal's defense has been solid. You got Cox up front and Gallardo. You got some size up front with this team. Evan Smith with the red helmet and number 17, and you got a shutdown corner in Herrera. Check that. Willis, who also wears a red helmet, on the near side. So a loss of a yard on that last play, second down, and the Chargers come out throwing, and it's deflected, and then it's caught. That is going to be ruled a catch, and a tremendous play by Shade Heron Medeiros. All the way up to midfield, he makes the catch at the 48-yard line. And some 16 yards later, it's a first down. More like 13 yards on the pass play. So a fresh set of downs, and one of the rare times we've seen the Chargers come up with a first down in this game. Jeff Lowry with you from North High School. We're in downtown Phoenix, Arizona. Or as Eric Anderson would say, this is uptown Phoenix, since we're north of the freeway. Back to pass, Ernst. He will throw, and broken up, incomplete on a tremendous defensive play by Jeremiah. And shaken up on the play, the intended receiver, Lane Medeiros. 28-0 with 2 minutes left to play here. Quarter number 3. Jeremiah was throwing down the thunder on that last play as he broke up that pass. It looked like a good pass from the quarterback. And we got an injured player out on the field, and that's Lane Medeiros. 28-0 with 2:03 left to go. We'll step away, but stay right where you are. We'll be back with the play-by-play action in about 60 seconds. Well, certainly we don't want to alarm anyone about the injury to Lane Medeiros out there, but it has taken a little bit longer than what we thought, so we hope that you'll bear with us. Stay with us on our broadcast of the 2017 U11 National Youth Championship Bowl Series championship game between the Colorado Springs Chargers and the NorCal Bears. It's 28-0, and we'll just keep it right here. And we'll see if young Medeiros can shake off the injury after taking a menacing hit from Lawa Papatili. All right, so getting off the field and looked like pretty much under his own power was Lane Heron Medeiros, and he took a big hit. But unfortunately, he's probably done for the rest of the afternoon. And so now you're looking at a 2nd down and 10 after the incomplete pass and the injury delay. There's 1 minute and 28 seconds. The clock is running. And right now, the Chargers have asked and have been granted a timeout. So another break in the action. You're watching the National Youth Championship Bowl Series on APN Video Sports. Okay, we're getting set for some action here as we are winding down quarter number 3, 1:20 on the clock. 1:15 as the clock continues to run here, and we are awaiting the snap of the ball. And a 28-0 lead for the team on defense, the NorCal Bears. And back to pass on 2nd down and 10. Erst lobs it up there, and it's picked off near the 42-yard line. Intercepted by Hugo Vega after a 2-yard return. It'll be a turnover on downs, or turnover, giving the ball back to the NorCal Bears, leading 28-0. And that may be the final play of quarter number 3 as we're inside of 40 seconds. Let's see if they can get a play off here and change possessions. So Hugo Vega intercepts the ball with 1 minute left to go here in the third. That is the 3rd turnover, and the turnover ratio is 3-0 in favor of the NorCal Bears. 15 seconds on the clock. And the Bears, are they going to, they're going to snap the ball. And they will hand off, running light, now cutting it back up. Here's Jeremiah going back to work, up across midfield. He's inside the 40, and he tiptoes the near sideline, and he is gone. That is a 55-yard run, and Jeremiah with his 2nd touchdown of the day makes it 34-0 as we head to quarter number 4. You're watching the 2017 National Youth Championship Bowl Series on APN Video Sports, and that is the ball game. So a 34-point differential, and the mercy rule in effect. And our final score, and congratulations to the NorCal Bears on a dominating performance. They are the 2017 National Youth Championship Bowl Series national champions. And again, our final score is 34-0. This has been a presentation of APN Sports, apnvideo.com, brought to you by Urban Elite Athletic. Jeff Lowry for Ron Rentrope and Eric Anderson saying so long from North High School in downtown Phoenix.